What's going on, everybody? You are tuned into the Root Cause Podcast, where we get to the root cause of all the things going on, some things going on in the world. With myself, I have my brother Eric Johnson. He is a financial professional. He's a tax professional. He's an accountant. He can, as we coming up on tax season, he can help you get your taxes together for your organization or your business or even your personal income taxes. If you have any questions about tax and finance, inbox Eric. Look him up on social media. Get him hooked up. He does a great job with that. We also have with us my brother Ace Chandler. He is a business consultant. He's a digital marketing guru for small business. He can help you upscale your business, find new customers, come up with new strategies and plans for your business, and figure out new ways to reach new clientele. I am Kendall Wyatt. I'm your big brother, your little brother, your godson, your grandson, your friendly neighborhood activist, your friendly neighborhood pastor, maybe for somebody out there. You out there. I'm your old summer fling, and it was the best summer
Praise Saints.
of your entire life. You had the time of your life that summer.
Right.
We are the Root Cause Podcast. What's up, fellas? Y'all doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Eric's not doing that well.
Yeah, till about 5 seconds before you can be jumped on.
We're having a gun conversation.
Eric is appalled. Eric is appalled right now. We had a gun owner conversation, and we just found out why Eric doesn't own a gun. He said he's gonna.
y'all just trigger happy.
Hey, hold on, real quick. But I will say I do have some good news. I like to make a formal apology in front of everybody. So I think it was episode 1 or 2 when the NFL season first started. You know, I was wearing this hat. But now that we back over 500, let's go, Raven. I'm back home. I'm back home. Let's go.
I'm back home like I never left.
Yeah, I'm back home. Let's go. Ravens,
free
all the way.
Free my guy Shador. Free my nephew. Hey, nephew, you balled out, boy. I don't care what they say, man. Don't let them hold you down. My nephew, they finally let my nephew get on the field, and he showed exactly why he is not a 5th round pick. He never was. They finally let my nephew get on the field.
It was the Raiders, though.
It's the Raiders.
It don't matter.
The Raiders are worse than the Jets.
It don't matter. So
Eric,
I played 49. So he plays the 49ers this week. So now what? If he has a clean game against the 49ers, then what are we gonna say then? What's gonna be the conversation then? Tell me. Because look, it's still an NFL team. Let me ask y'all a question.
We'll ask next week.
The people, them dudes that play for the Raiders, do they get a paycheck too?
They get a paycheck.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So we there. But look, y'all, this is a Root Cause Podcast.
Two good players on their team right now, but go ahead.
Yeah, Root Cause Podcast. That's probably true right there. It's the Root Cause Podcast, y'all. We get to the root cause of things going on in the world around us. We started, kind of light, but we have to quickly pivot our intro segment. We want to kind of give an update on a case that we've been following here on the show out of Whitestown, Indiana, where it was a heartbreaking tragedy, is now becoming an even deeper wound for the community here in the greater Indianapolis area. A Hispanic mother of 4 was shot and killed after her and her husband accidentally went to the wrong home for a cleaning appointment. There was no break-in, there was no confrontation, no threat, just a closed door and a homeowner who fired through the door. And tonight, the big development is that the man who pulled the trigger has been granted bail. And people across our state are now asking why a case that is this clear-cut is being handled with such leniency. Families are saying that this is what happens when fear, race, and guns collide in the wrong hands. And so immigrant workers and people of color have been saying this for years, that stand your ground laws are not enforced the same way for us as it is for our white counterparts. And for the children she leaves behind, this isn't politics. This is like a permanent situation. 2 of her babies attend the school where Bishop Keever Wyatt Jr. works. He is our guest tonight, special guest that's going to come and talk to us tonight. He works at the school, that a couple of the children attend, and we're going to invite him to the
He's up here
to the platform. And so, just to be clear, you guys see the same last name, right? This is my father. He has the distinct pleasure of being my father. He has the pleasure of being my dad. But he is also the overseer of the Koinonia Christian Ministries, and he also works at the school that the children attend. Bishop Wyatt, Mr. Wyatt, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Yeah. Everybody's doing well. Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I want to start the panel off, and we'll come to Bishop Wyatt in a second. But Aaron, I want to start with you. How are you feeling right now about where this case currently is?
I mean, it's the justice system. I mean, at least he was arrested and he was, he was charged finally. They took forever to do that. They still gave him a slap on the wrist with the charge. But what I want to see is it upgraded. It definitely needs to be upgraded. We can talk about how he's on bail, but I mean, that's the justice. Now, I think the argument would have been they should have been set at no bail. But that we can't really argue with the justice system running its course. They set the bail, and now he's out. So my thing is, I want to see the charges upgraded, though. We definitely have to upgrade those charges.
Yeah, I think real quick. This is the problem, and I'm going to turn it over to Eric. This is the problem I have with the charge that he was charged with.
Mm-hmm.
When you charge somebody with voluntary manslaughter, it isn't the bail. And I try to explain that to people. Don't be mad about, because if you get a chance to go home, you bail yourself out and your family gets you out and you go home. The problem is he should have never been charged with voluntary manslaughter. It should have been second-degree murder. And that's what Young Lions Action Network and other grassroots activism groups around the city have been pushing for, is for the charges to be increased to second-degree murder.
Because then he gets I think the minimum is 40 years or something like that for something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it adds on at least 10 years.
It does. So now a voluntary manslaughter charge, if I'm not mistaken, and we can look this up in real time, but I think a voluntary manslaughter can go, I think, up to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But all murder charges start at 20. You know what I mean? And so, and we're going to hear from Bishop Wyatt in a second about the trauma that's been caused to this family, because he sees those children every day, and not only the children, but he and I were talking earlier, and I'll let him talk more in detail about that when he speaks. But he talked about the ripple effect, just the ripple effect of it. So it's deeper than just, I mean, the family obviously has been horribly impacted by this, but then there's the ripple effect of the friends and the family members and the community. But Eric, go ahead and give us your thoughts, Eric, on this situation with him receiving bail with this situation.
Like I agree with Aaron. It's just the justice system was running its course. He has a right to bail for the charge, and so I would thought the bail would have been a little higher, but nevertheless, it is what it is. I do agree that I think it should be second-degree murder, but would it be easier to convict him with voluntary manslaughter? That's my question. I think second-degree murder is a harder case to prove. And I'd rather have him get something than nothing.
But I think second-degree murder, it speaks to the reckless. So involuntary manslaughter would be, you being reckless and not meaning to cause the level of harm you do. Mm-hmm. Voluntary manslaughter is, kind of reckless and you cause harm. And second-degree murder is you're reckless and you intended to cause harm. And then first-degree murder has malicious intent, like you set it up. And I could make the case that is a first-degree murder charge because, bro, you stand at the top. As we find out more detail, you're standing at the top of the steps. You can look through the window at the top of your steps down to see that it's just some people standing at the door with mops and brooms in their hand.
Mhm.
And you still come down and shoot through the door.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Because pre-planning, premeditated or pre-planning, it's hard to prove the time frame.
Sure.
You know, so that's why.
But he does. But Eric, he does. If you look at the arrest affidavit, the probable cause affidavit, he goes. He sees them at the top of the steps. He sees it's a cleaning crew.
Mm-hmm.
He then goes to his gun safe, loads the gun up, comes back, comes halfway down the stairs, and then shoots through the door.
So we got
Bishop.
Yeah, we got Bishop here. Let's bring him into this conversation. I want to hear his thoughts on this.
Yeah, so I want to frame it real quick. So as you talk to us, share with us just from the standpoint of you being an educator and actually those children. Well, talk to us first about some of your recollection of this family, because you've seen this family around the school. I think now for a couple of school years in a row now, right?
Yeah, they've been part of our school for about 3 or 4 years. We just moved in the old Forest Manor Middle School building. We moved in there last year. We used to be located on 3600 North German Church. That's where they became a family in our school. And when we moved all the way across town, they also came with us. Very nice people, children, well-behaved, great family structure. Only been in this country just a few years. Worked hard, started a business. Children always present. They were active in our school when we had community things going on. Maria, she just had a baby less than a year ago. I remember when she was pregnant, carrying that baby.
Yeah.
Had interaction with her children every day. I won't mention their names, but with their children every day, because I am I'm what you call a recovery coordinator, which is a dean of discipline in the building, discipline and culture. So I'm all through the building all day in all classes. I have connection with all students from kindergarten through the 8th grade. There she is. And had a lot of interaction with her children and other children. When I went to the funeral, I saw her children, and one of them, when she saw me, she just grabbed me and just held on for dear life. And it was really, really heartbreaking. Her husband, he doesn't speak English well, but had a lot of interaction with him as well these last few years, with him picking his children up or dropping them off at school, them being involved, especially when we moved over to this new building, helping the families kind of settle into the new building, and volunteering to do things around the school. Just a great family. And just to see them suffer like this is really heartbreaking. The effect that it's had, the impact that it's had in her family, with her friends, even with our students and our staff, is really traumatic and heartbreaking. When people do things like this, they either don't understand or they don't care. As you mentioned, Pastor Kendall, the ripple effect that it has, even in their own lives. Lives are changed in an instant, forever. That will never go back to being the way it was 10 minutes before they walked up on those steps. When they got up that morning, got their kids ready for school, got themselves ready to go to work, looking at the map, looking at their schedule, coming to a new home. I don't know if they ate breakfast that morning. I don't know if they drank coffee. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe she took the laundry out. Maybe she put laundry in. I don't know. They left the house. They left their baby, 11-month-old child with the babysitter. Came to work. She walked up on that porch. And in a few seconds, in an instant, their total lives were changed. And so was the shooter's life and his family. For what reason? Why? In Indiana, I know there's a stand your ground law. And as I've been thinking about this in the stand your ground law in Indiana, I remember a preacher, I won't call the church, but he came home early from a revival unexpectedly, walked in his home, found an intruder in his home, and the person was trying to go out the window. Now, he had his gun in his hand when he walked in his home. The person was going out the window, and he shot and killed the person. He's still in prison. That's been 20 years ago plus. He's still in prison. Because it said, yeah, if someone invades your home, you have a right to protect yourself, but not when they're leaving out of the home, when they're running away from you, or when they're on your stoop and they haven't crossed your threshold. You can't shoot people if they haven't crossed your threshold.
That is something that Aaron. Yeah, that's what Aaron. Go back and recap what you said, because you said that in the last episode, and I thought it was good. You asked the question. Go reset that, Aaron, for us.
Yeah, I mean, as gun owners, we know that there has to be a threat. You have to be a threat, and we can't just blindly shoot through our doors at anyone on our porch. Now, if they were trying to breach the threshold, then you have a right to defend yourself. But jiggling the handle is not enough. I don't care if they look through the window. It's not enough. You have to be crossing the threshold. You have to have to be trying to kick that door down. You kick the door in, and you're entering. You've put your foot on the threshold. Now you can defend yourself. I don't care if they lifted the window and she put her hand in to pull herself, but they have no footage that occurred because it didn't happen. She tapped the hand. They heard something. Probably you heard a key jiggling outside, and then he just wanted to let that the Trump. Now, I'm not gonna make this a Trump thing.
No, make it a Trump thing.
But I'm just saying, it's just because it's here's the thing, we see it all the time when you got certain people in office, they fan the flames of their base, and then you have extremists thinking it's okay for them to take certain actions towards those certain people who are labeled as the enemy. So if he's at the top of the steps, he saw, okay, who are these Hispanics on my porch? They must be illegal.
He said illegals. Who are these illegals?
Right. That's what I said. They must be illegal.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that, Eric. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that, Eric, and I'll tell you, I have it from a very good source. When I was at the funeral and I had to leave and take care of some other things, it was on a Sunday. I left church, Phillips Temple, went right down 30th Street to Sproul Funeral Home. I attended. I left from there. I had to leave from there and do another thing. And before I left, someone of a good source told me a little bit about what happened behind the scenes. Now, I was told when the police arrived, they weren't so much worried about her injuries as they were, where are your immigration papers? Do you have ID proving that you're legal here? Blah, blah, blah. That really got to me. I mean, that's a true story. That was ridiculous.
Yep.
But this is where we are in this country. Now, I understand our borders need proper management. I get that. I totally understand that. But also, we as a people, we know how some folks are. We still get mistreated. We still, they would put us behind a plow and a mule kicking rock if they could. They already told these people he's going to throw you out so the black people can get their jobs back. All of this kind of attitude and behavior, going out of your way to persecute people and call yourselves Christians is wrong. I don't know where our Judeo-Christian foundation has gone, but I don't see it.
Well, because you can have, and I think this is something that Jeremiah Wright said. He said, "Your Jesus ain't my Jesus. We serve two different Jesuses, because your Jesus says that it is okay for you to mistreat people and oppress people and not feed them and not make sure people have health care and not make sure that the widows and the poor are taken care of. My Jesus says you need to take care of the poor. You need to take care of the widow. Your Jesus said you could put you could burn." And I always thought about this, and I'll give it back to you. I always thought about the fact that the Ku Klux Klan took the cross of the living God, the emblem of hope, the emblem of salvation, the very logo of salvation,
and burned it
and set it on fire with the fire of hell, trying to mix Christ with devilment to terrorize people. It is the most amazing thing to me, and it's a mental health problem. I think it is a demonic spirit that some on that side of the fence, that generationally, we got generational curses in the black community. They have generational curses as well of demonic of demonic intervention into their mind to think that your skin, which the fact that you have white skin and no melanin in it, is actually a deficiency. It's a medical scientific deficiency. The fact that you're white, I'm not attacking nobody. The fact that you're white is a clinical fact. It's a deficiency. You are deficient of melanin. That's why you're white. If anything should be the case, we should be measuring people off how dark they are, because that is no. But it's the mindset of it.
Yeah.
And what has happened is this country has allowed this so much, and I'll give the floor back to you, Bishop. The country has allowed this so much that we have become absolutely numb. We had an episode in which I said that we have a segment called Pass or Play, and we were talking about immigrants and this kind of thing. And one person made a comment, and he said, Jesus didn't believe in compelled kindness. He said Jesus would have asked you, what are you doing for these people? He wouldn't have forced you to do anything good. And I said to us, see, they always try to qualify who is a neighbor.
Yep.
And Jesus clearly said, and when he told the story about the Good Samaritan, that they were not of the same race, the same religion, the same nationality, the same socioeconomic situation. And Jesus said, and if he told the story about the Good Samaritan, he said, which one of these you think was a neighbor? Right? And they said, well, the one that did good. He said, well, then go be like him then. Because the conversation started with them saying, what are the two greatest commandments? Jesus said, love your Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. They said, well, who is my neighbor? And that's what has happened in the Republican Party. They feel like they have hijacked righteousness and hijacked family values. And meanwhile, we're not going to cover this tonight, but 600 Republicans are in the Epstein files. By the way, 600 people that are connected to the Republican Party are in the Epstein files right now. 600 of them. And it's the most amazing thing that they have tried to hijack the word of God to suppress people with it, when the word of God does the exact opposite. It liberates people. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's crazy to me.
You mentioned the cross, and one of the symbols of the Klan is a burning cross, but it's also the swastika, a bent cross.
A bent cross, a crooked
and
cross.
That's what the swastika in German means, bent cross.
Mm-hmm.
and to claim that you love that old rugged cross, as the song said, I'll cherish the old rugged cross. You make it a symbol of hate, a symbol of destruction, a symbol of death, a symbol of prejudice and bigotry and fascism.
Mhm.
And that is not the message of the cross.
It is not.
And we can recall God told Israel, be careful how you treat the stranger.
I said that too.
Because remember, you were a stranger in Egypt.
You were once a stranger.
And God forbade them to mistreat strangers.
Yeah.
I know we have
and let me say this real quick. Let me say this. I'm sorry, Aaron. Last thing.
Go ahead.
And I know that that's Old Testament. But in the New Testament, the apostles warned us also, be careful how you entertain strangers. Because some of you entertain angels and you weren't aware.
Yeah, preach, Bishop.
Yeah.
So I know we have to move on from this, but before we do, I do want to give you all a chance to comment on this. So this is actually listed: voluntary manslaughter, intentional killing, defendant acted under sudden heat. That's what it's listed as. He acted under sudden heat. And then when you actually pull up what that means in Indiana, it says that they were in such emotional distress that they had pretty much their judgment was impaired. So they had no time to cool off and actually think about what they're about to do. So
the prosecutor's giving the defense attorney his defense in his charges.
Pretty much. So it says in simple terms, it's the state is saying that the defendant intentionally killed the victim, but they're treating it as a lesser crime because they believe that the defendant was overwhelmed by strong emotion in that moment rather than planning and acting in calm judgment. He was so overwhelmed by someone being on his porch who didn't look like him.
Yeah, that's what he was overwhelmed by. He was overwhelmed by the fact that a Hispanic person had the nerve to be in his, and he thought to himself, just like a lion or a grizzly bear or a gorilla thinks when a person jumps down in their cage at the zoo, they think, oh, wow, boy, this is not a drill. He had finally had an opportunity to harm someone. That's what happened. Yeah, you didn't have time to act. But see, this is the problem I have with this, Aaron. And Eric, we talked about this, that this old boys club, that it's white fear but black rage, that somehow this white man in his house, secure, with people standing on his porch with mops and brooms, was so in fear, Eric, that he would go in his room, go in his safe, grab his gun, load the gun, come back and shoot. It wasn't like he was sitting next to the door and he was startled out of his sleep and thought somebody was coming through the door and he just shot through the door because he was sitting in the recliner in the front room and got startled, because that would just be a tragedy. This was intentional.
He's so remorseful in this picture, though. So remorseful. Stupid.
Well, bring him to Marion County. Let him sit in Marion County for a couple of days.
No.
I hear you. Bishop, listen. So do we want one thing before you go? Thank you for jumping on. It's been you really helped in bringing the focus, because this is something that we committed on this show to follow until the end. Because it just touched us all so much.
It's his home, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I have a question for you. So when you and I talked, you mentioned that that the school that the children attend, that they have a space in the building where they're able to accept donations and different things like that. Are you at liberty to share any of that information with us, or?
Yeah, we'll be glad that the public knows that we have a receiving station in our school at Andrew J. Brown Academy, 4501 East 32nd Street. And you can come and bring any donation. They have a new baby, so their diapers, formula, the children could always use clothing. They could always use monetary donations, of course. Their income has been slashed with the death of their mom. And, any gift is welcomed. It's appreciated. I'll speak on behalf of the school and the family and tell you that it's appreciated, it's welcomed. And your prayers are welcome. This is just close to us. I'm not saying I grieve. I do grieve, not to the degree that they do, but I do grieve when I see the children and they want to come back to school. They want to kind of pick things up, and so we welcome them back after Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
So just pray for them. If it was any of us, we would be feeling bad. We had this type of occasion happen in the Black community all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you get sick of it, but the feeling of grief and anger doesn't go away, because every time it happens, you get that feeling all over again.
Sure.
So we know how that feels, and some of our students and their friends are impacted. The Hispanic community is a close-knit community, so we have a lot of families in our school that are friends of theirs. They're impacted as well. So my closing thought is, can we just treat people with the love of God? Can we just treat people like human beings? They may be different from us, different culture, different part of the world, different food, different language, same family. They have children that the husband and wife, mom and dad, are trying to take care of their family. It's like we're trying to take care of our families. I don't want anything to happen to my children or my grandchildren, and I'm sure you don't either. If you have children, I know that you love and care for your children and will do anything to try to support your children, whether they're adults or small ones. That's all of us have. And we all have that in common. Even the Kirk, what's his name? Kirk, whatever that dude's name was.
Kurt Anderson.
Even he wanted to take care of his family. Everybody wants the best that they can give to their families, and these folks are no different.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to have the courage to come to a different country, escaping tyranny from those other countries that they left, to come to the United States to live here a couple of years and then be killed and have to carry their remains back to their former country. Well, I thought we came to the U.S. because it was the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's the land of dreams and success. All we got was persecution and murder.
And the fact that
murder.
Yeah, and the fact that they were there working, by the way. They were there being productive to society.
Very productive people, yes, absolutely.
So thank you again, Bishop Wyatt, for joining us. You've been really helpful, enriching us. We'll try to get that information out on how to donate to the family, and they are in our prayers. And Aaron, you want to close this section out like you always do?
Oh, and we'll just continue to say her name: Maria, Florinda, Rios, Perez, Dave, Velasquez. Never let her die with the headlines, fade with the headlines. We'll continue to call this out, as well as other cases that are much similar. And as Bishop talked about, that happens in the Black community every day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you, Bishop.
Appreciate you.
So much.
God bless, guys.
All right. Yeah. Man, such a man. I just the baby is 11 months old, y'all. So let's pivot. Let's pivot. Go ahead, Aaron.
What's going on with the FBI, and what's going on with who's Cash Patel interviewing now, or trying to investigate now?
He shouldn't be trying to investigate nobody, because apparently Trump's trying to fire him. By the way, but y'all, here's this thing. So there's a group of 6 Democrat lawmakers, all veterans or former intelligence officers, that released a video telling the U.S. military and intelligence service officers telling them not to follow illegal orders, to refuse illegal orders. And then soon after that, President Trump slammed the lawmakers, calling their message seditious behavior, punishable by death, which is just so weird.
That's exactly what he said.
And on top of that, the FBI has asked for interviews with those lawmakers, and the United States Department of Defense is investigating one of them, Senator Mark Kelly. This is more than heated rhetoric, though. It's a test of how far elected officials can push when they claim to be defending the Constitution and when the executive branch responds with threats. It raises key questions, and we're going to tackle those real quick. When a president labels lawful speech as sedition and uses federal agencies to respond, where do the democratic norms go? And everyday Americans who want to speak out and exercise their First Amendment, because that's what we don't understand. Just because it's happening to those politicians doesn't mean it won't turn around and happen to you, because what Dr. King said is so true. A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Because if they can do it to them, trust me, you are just around the corner. So let's start with Eric on this one. Eric, give me some of your thoughts on this, man. What in the world is going on? What is this, man? What is this? What are we doing?
I don't know. It's like he never ceases to amaze me. If that makes
sense. It's the Twilight Zone.
I'm just like, when I heard it, I was just like, here we go again, trying to be a king, trying to just do things his way. Anytime somebody just comes against him just a little bit, all they say, it's not like they said anything crazy. They said illegal. They act like they didn't hear the word illegal.
Well, and hold on, Eric, and watch this. Imagine this illegal for a moment. We shouldn't even be this. Those former military leaders, whether they are politicians or just former military leaders, we should not even be having to hold these conversations. There should not be a commercial out where they have to remind military personnel not to obey unlawful orders. The reason why this, and Trump was like, it's never happened before to any other president, because ain't no other president ever asked him to do the stuff.
Nobody's never done it.
Go ahead, Eric. Sorry. Finish your thought.
No, I agree with you. It's never happened, and it's like when anybody just comes against him just a little bit, and I feel like the Democrats was trying to throw some little jabs here just to try to knock him off his feet a little bit. And just to see how far he will see exactly what he's going to say, because he's going to say something. And he said, until pretty much they need to die.
Yeah. Punishable by death. Seditious behavior, punishable by death. Because I'm telling people who swore an oath to the Constitution not to follow an unlawful order. Ace, give me your thoughts. What's up?
I'm right there with Eric. I mean,
hey man,
he didn't say defy orders. They said, don't break the law. You would think that the FBI would say, thank you for reiterating to not be lawless and don't break the law. You would think that the White House would say, you're right, don't break the law. You would think that the military, the Pentagon, would say, you're right, don't break the law. But it's like, just like they did in his first term, when he convinced everybody it was okay to storm the Capitol. It's the same behavior. This is the same behavior. Like they said, don't defy illegal. He said, you can defy illegal orders, and the entire Republican Party is up in arms. But let it be Black Lives Matter trying to do a peaceful protest.
It is mind-boggling to me. To be clear, do you remember speaking of Black Lives Matter? You remember during the George Floyd protest when this genius walked across Lafayette Park over to the church with the Bible upside down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Held the
And
Bible
then
upside
ordered
down,
the, yeah,
which
and then
is like
ordered,
a microcosm of him. You stand in front of the church for a photo op, and the Bible you hold is upside down, by the way. But Mr. President, the Bible's upside down, big dog. Fix it. But can you imagine the fact that he had ATF, military, Secret Service, National Guard members walking with him through Lafayette Park? He wants so bad to be a dictator. He wants
He wants to be worshipped.
it more than anything ever.
He wants to be worshipped.
Yeah,
He really
the fact
does.
that we have our entire fleet parked right off of Venezuela coast. He wants to show military power. He sees China doing it. He sees Russia doing it. He's we should do it as well. No, the only difference is you dodged the draft multiple times for bone spurs, dude. You are not a hero. You are an orange clown. You're an orange buffoon. You are not a hero. You are a draft dodger. Leave that up. No,
and the thing
I'm
is,
tired of it. I care less about what people are offended by. I care less. Let's call this crap out.
You know, I'll be making faces.
Captain Bone Spurs, Doc.
And you know, Trump doesn't care about the Constitution at all.
No, he doesn't. He can't even spell Constitution. He probably don't know what it looks like.
And he says it. He shows it all the time. You know what? During 2020, he said, "Let's cancel the Constitution." We thought the election was stolen from him. So if he says it for that, he does let you know he could give a rip about the Constitution, the law and order.
Yeah, it's just, and then it just the fact that he uses, and because I guess my question is, who gave you these words? Seditious.
Because you know,
somebody gave that.
You ain't never. Before
I know words. I have the best words. I have never heard him pronounce anything correctly over 5 letters.
That was Stephen Miller. or Hexa.
I don't know who's putting you up to this.
They said that.
Well, let's see how we say this. Seditious.
He said, well, let's see. See the benefit, big dog. Mr. President. See the benefit. The word is seditious.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Give it up for your president of these United States. And real quick, because you mentioned Venezuela, the country's political crisis, which has been simmering for years, reached another flashpoint as Nicolas Maduro tightened his grip on the military and pushed through new emergency decrees. And that country is coming apart at the seams. And the United States of America getting, again, here we are with a military intervention around the world when we don't need to be involved in that. And it looks like, and we talked about this a little bit last week, but we're having even more aircraft carriers taken into the Caribbean, the Southern Caribbean, and the Atlantic Ocean out there. We're taking even more military firepower out there, and I just worry because one of his commitments, both times he ran, was no new wars, and now
no war, yes, peace.
Yeah,
no war.
Unless there's oil over there, and I want the woman to win so that I can get my hands on it, and then we can have war. It's just ridiculous. And you know what? And there is polling that's showing that his base is starting to show some fatigue. Right? They're showing some fatigue. But this is why I've always said to them, you think you want what you want, right? But I told him after he won his last time, I was telling people that there were Trump supporters. I'm like, let's hold this conversation again in 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk again in 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
We're a year in, right? Because this week, as a matter of fact, today, a year ago, the first Tuesday of November, a year ago, or excuse me, this first Tuesday in November, he won the election. We're only a year. We ain't even a full year in, bro.
It seems like we're coming up.
It was a lot longer.
It looks like we're coming up on a full term.
This is like 1 year.
Completed. We haven't even completed a year. Well, we're now over. Come on.
No.
1
we
year.
January is a year.
January is a year.
January. We haven't even completed a full year.
We still got 38 months. We still have 38 months.
And independents are done. Democrats been done. Now you got Marjorie Taylor Greene. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene and the rest of the new Tea Party that are done as well. You know, you got to be horrible to push Marjorie Taylor Greene out of your party.
That's crazy.
The thing is, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's MAGA. She's ground. What was it? The grassroots MAGA. She's grassroots MAGA.
MAGA is his brand.
I'm not sure if that's his brand anymore.
He uses it as I agree with you, Eric. Aaron, I think he uses it as a tool. He uses it as a key to manipulate. A key to come and go as he pleases.
Yes, he uses that as a manipulation.
I get that
measure.
I get that, but that's like saying I get that, but that's like saying Michael Jordan is not part of the Jordan franchise.
Well, his wife
he's the creator of MAGA. It wouldn't have been MAGA. It wouldn't have been Red Hats if it wasn't Trump. They would have stayed under Tea Party.
But I guess in all fairness,
and Joe the plumber and all them other.
But here's the thing,
what you're saying there, Aaron. But at the same time,
but hold on, the MAGA the way it is, that fool didn't come up with that. It was the people around him that
Stephen
came
Miller,
up.
Stephen Miller.
That's what I think. That's what Eric is.
Another guy's name.
Steve Bannon.
Bannon. Bannon.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, but what I'm saying it was created for him to drive. It was his brand, and they were probably in the Situation Room.
Trump do not want to govern. This part of the job he didn't sign up for.
Yeah, he just wants to be able to make money and stay out of jail.
Make money, stay out of jail, be a star, be a mega star. Because the mega base has no appetite for another war. They don't want that. They don't want it.
Because honestly, it's y'all's sons that keep getting killed in these wars.
Yes.
Y'all's poor white men die on the front lines of these wars. And
because they're fed patriotism from the time that they're able to walk. Like, you gotta be it's a patriotism to blindly just follow after the orange man with the long red tie. No, and NTG is saying no, it's not patriotism. That's not patriotism.
Yeah, and MAGA don't want anything to do with Venezuela. They don't care. They could care less.
Yeah.
The base though. This is Mark Rubio. What's his name? Who's Rubio's name? What's his name?
Rubio.
Marco Rubio. This is what he's doing because he's Hispanic.
Now Marco Rubio, he's the one that wants regime change. In
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's had a. I'll say it. I was about to say
hard on.
He's had an affinity for Venezuela for a long time.
Now you see why he keeps getting kicked out of heaven.
There it is.
There it is.
All
right there.
All right, come on. Aaron, I want to do some pass and play. Are we going to pass and play tonight?
Man, hold on. You can't do pass and play.
No, you got to jump in.
It up. All right. By now, y'all know the rules, but we're just going to jump right in again. This segment is called Pass or Play. That's when we go over your comments. We've been watching, we've been reading, we've been commenting on some, but we've been saving the best ones for this segment. That's when we review the comment. The hosts say they're going to pass, meaning they're going to respond, but they might take the high road, or they'll play and they're going to cut you up. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So again, just like last time, I don't always know where these comments come from until I actually read them. And then I'll ask one of you if you want to pass or play. So let's take it. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Actually, before I pull the comment up, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You go, Eric. Here we go. Let's see if you get a good one there. All right. So you forget some Democrats have already seen the files. If you start removing Republicans, they will go crazier. So this is about, we were talking about redaction in our last episode and how, they're going to, now that the Epstein files are out there, before the public sees them, by the time the public sees them, they're going to be so redacted that it's a blank page. So Mr. Dub here, C-Dub here, is his response. You want to pass or play?
I'll play.
All right.
So he's trying to say that. So just make sure I'm clear. He's saying that it's going to be that some Democrats has already seen the file too, so they may want to remove Democrats as well. Is that what he's saying?
I think he's saying that if you remove Republicans, that the Democrats will go even crazier than they're going right now.
Correct.
And today I would say big red truck.
I'll pass.
Hold on, real quick, and we'll
go
pass.
ahead.
We'll pass, but big red truck.
We don't care.
If you are on them files, we need to know that you on there, and so we can ask you, why are you on there? So yeah, if they start redacting Republican names from it, yes, Democrats are gonna go crazy, just like Republicans will too, because people want to. I said in the last show, we can move on. There's not a huge appetite for messing with children in this country. And Aaron seems to think that we don't look out for kids as much as we used to, but it's still like open season on kids, right? Especially not when that was your rallying cry for 3 or 4 years while you was running political campaigns. So
yeah, I wish people would not care about which political party these names came from.
Yeah.
It should not matter.
Is a name
whoever's on there?
You know why?
Yes. Why are you on there?
Yeah, here's another one. I'm going to protect me and mine, so be careful before going up to a strange house. Ooh, this is about our opener.
Paul.
It's about Boone County. This is about Whitestown. Kendall.
Paul.
Do you want to Kendall? You want to pass or play?
No, I'm playing. Paul. Inbox me. I'm gonna give you an address.
Oh Jesus!
And when you walk up to the address, make sure you have a broom in your hand. And when you knock on the door, I'm going to be in such a heat. What was it, Aaron? What did they say? What they say was it was like a heat or something, like an emotional heat or whatever.
A sudden heat.
A sudden heat. There's going to be a sudden heat that comes over me, and there's a sudden heat that'll come through you. I want you to tell me in that moment if that's reasonable.
Now, Kendall, the sudden heat don't apply to us. Come on now.
Is that reasonable? Put his name back up again. What's his name? Paul. What's his name again?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah,
Warner.
Paul Warner. Paul. Here's the problem, Paul. The problem is I'm not going up to a strange house. I'm going up to a house that I believe I'm there to clean. And when I try to punch the code into the door and the handle doesn't work, that's another symbol, another sign that they can't get in. They're touching the knob, but they can't get in. A normal person, Paul, I would hope that you are normal, that you would go to the door and say, who is it? What do you want? Why are you at my door? That's all those are reasonable responses. Like, why are you at my door? What are you doing? Trying to turn my knob? Oh, sorry, sir. We came to the wrong house. We're here to clean. Oh, yeah, no, that ain't my house. That ain't me. No, get the right address. Please leave my property.
Yeah, and typically somebody trying to break in your home, they're not going to try to come through the front door.
Yeah, come on, man.
Glad you brothers are bringing this to the attention. Because no one else will. Hispanics just deal with it, either family revenge or let it be.
Oh man,
this is from Mr. Cuervo. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate it. I mean, at the end of the day,
Cuervo.
Yeah,
I would say to you, bro. Listen. The reason why this is hit home to us because we know how this country does minorities, bro.
We
know how they do minorities, man.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of conversation about people saying like, no, we're going to sit this one out. No,
No,
certain things, certain ones we can't sit out.
Right.
Because this could happen to what if there's a young black boy that walks up to a door that it's fall in Indiana and he wants to make some. Aaron, do you remember we used to go around the neighborhood knocking on doors to rake leaves for money?
We called it. Oh yeah.
And remember we used to go around and we in the winter we would offer to shovel snow for $5 or $10.
Yeah, it was me, my youngest brother, and we hired you and Randy to come and join us after So we started to expand.
Absolutely. But the point is, you walk up to the door, you knock and say, "Hey, can we shovel your walkway for $5 or $10? This is in the 90s. $5 to $10. Can we shovel your sidewalk?" Can you imagine somebody shooting us in our chest through the door, Aaron?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not a reasonable response, Paul.
No,
Paul, it's not a reasonable response, bro. That's not reasonable, Paul.
See, this is why.
He's ratchet. Look, but see, Paul, it's people who look like you that say you can do that, like this, Paul.
Yeah, who thinks that's normal? And then what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Yeah, and what's going to happen?
Cognitive test before people get guns.
And what's going to happen, Paul? What's going to happen, Paul, is you'll be cooking someone's bacon in a year because they're going to do. He's going to jail. He will go to jail. And he's gonna be flipping. He's gonna be washing somebody's drawers and cooking their bacon for him. And by his first year, within his first year, and you will too, with your chest all out and your John Deere hat on, thinking that you're invincible.
Your car.
Stop letting Trump convince y'all that it's okay to do these things. You are not above the law. Just because he's getting away with it doesn't mean you will. And we said that in our last episode. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if he spends a single day in prison, so violent crime like that, gun violent crime, even if it's a voluntary manslaughter, he's gonna be in Pendleton. He's gonna be up in Pendleton, if not Michigan City. And I assure you, when Kurt gets up in there with the amigos and the Negroes, he gonna feel what the community feels. So Paul, tell you what, we ain't even worried about it, bro. When Kurt gets up in there, the amigos and the Negroes is going to make sure, because this story is, if you don't think this story ain't in the newspaper, on the cell block, and on the TV screens in the cell block in Pendleton and Michigan City, the two places he'll probably end up spending his prison time because it's a violent crime with a handgun. Yeah, bro.
The thing is, they probably take care of it on their side because the code is you don't mess with women and children.
You don't.
And then go up inside and then go inside with that on your jack. Nah, trust me, you're a target for everyone at that point.
Yep. Even the skinheads don't like that. Because they would come back to me one second, because them skinheads in there would need peace with the amigos and the Negroes. They would need peace.
That's good.
So they might get you on their own. Go ahead.
So last comment, I read that these so-called medical professionals are taught when a black person complains of pain, they should be given as much pain meds as a white person. This is disgusting.
They should not be given.
They should not be given as much pain meds as a white. So this is one where we were talking about
the mother.
Is your story when you were talking about the black women who were denied the proper medical treatment and end up giving birth outside the hospital, and you were bringing up the statistic, and we start talking about some of the other medical issues that our black women are leading in, like hysterectomies and things of that nature. So this was one of the comments. Do you want to pass or play on this one?
I'll play just briefly, but it is true. There was I cannot remember the name. You have to forgive me. There was a report done on African Americans. This must have been in the 30s and 40s, in which they recalibrated what they felt like the pain tolerance was of African Americans, and because it was something dealing with the brain, the pain tolerance of the Negro, and the intellectual capability of the Negro. So there's a 30%, I think, curve on how they treat pain with African Americans. And even though it has been dispelled many, many times, subconsciously or consciously, these hospitals still ascribe to that concept. And I want to make sure we're clear that the woman in Indiana, she was not a first-time mother. She was not a first-time mother. She was an experienced mother, right? She had given birth before, and she told them, my last child, I went from 3 centimeters dilated to 10 centimeters dilated in 45 minutes. She told them that, and they said, "Well, you're only 3. Hospital policy is we send you out." Now, to their credit, as an update, the hospital fired the nurse and the doctor that were involved in that. So kudos to the
Indiana.
hospital network. Who?
It's in Crown Point, Indiana.
Yeah, I think it's St. Francis.
Kudos to
Francis.
Francis surgery. So kudos to the hospital for finally acting once it hit headlines.
National, and then the family, to their credit, they were like,
we were called.
They're well to do, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So they said they're suing, but not for cash. They're suing for policy changes in the hospital system because they don't need the money. Right? So you were profiling me for whatever reason. And here I am. I probably make as much as the doctor who sent me out the door. So that's just an update on that. But yeah, that's an ongoing thing, and we gotta stay on top of that.
Yeah. So let's pass or play. Thank you all for commenting. Keep those comments going. If it will help us, if you're in those comments and you want to join the discussion, hashtag pass or play because you might be on the next show. All right. So Kendall, what's going on with Letitia James and the Comey case?
Another L.
I mean, a whole bunch of stupid.
another L for the Trump Justice Department. So there are major legal developments today involving 2 very different people: former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. In an unexpected twist, both of their cases were tossed out on the same day. Comey's case was dismissed because the court said he didn't have the proper standing. Letitia James's case was thrown out on procedural grounds, with legal experts saying parts of it may still return in some form later. Whenever you see 2 high-profile legal decisions like this happen simultaneously, it tends to raise questions, I think, about the timing and the politics, maybe, and the political pressure around the court. But these rulings don't speak to guilt or innocence at all. They're just procedural things that the court, identified, just faulty reasons for even bringing them cases in the first place. And in our country, the court has been under a lot of fire, I think, for how we fumbled, how the judiciary fumbled all things Trump before he became president again. And I think this is as we talked before the show, we talked offline, this is the pendulum swing, I think, of the judiciary recalibrating itself and coming back to the middle. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I was saying before, when you blindly follow Trump, and just because he wants you to bring up some Trump charges and bring up a case, that don't mean it's going to stick, because we still have people in power, people in office who's going to uphold the law, and they're not going to let a wannabe dictator change that, because they know, as I stated before, Trump is temporary. He's temporary. He is not God. You may think he is, but he is not God. He is going to be out of here. And those people still have to, what's going to happen is they're going to end up like Rudy Giuliani. Look at the fall of Rudy. Look at the fall of Rudy. He just
four attorneys that represented Trump in different things. 4 of them have been criminally charged, and those 4 plus another 2 have been disbarred. Fooling with him.
Yep. And they're letting this dude end their careers, ruin their families, and I'm just gonna sit back and watch and like, hey, yep, see, told you so. Eric.
Yeah. Can you, Aaron, can you pull up a picture of Lindsay Halligan? She's the assistant U.S. attorney that was in charge of charging Letitia James and director James Comey.
And while you're doing that, Eric, I want you to address the fact that in the Comey case, that Pam Bondi tried to go in and represent that case with Comey, and the judge looking at her like, "Girl, what in the world?"
Yeah, Pam Bondi. Yeah, Pam. You lit into
what
her.
in the whole world are you talking about?
Lit into her.
Yeah. And she's the Attorney General of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
She has never prosecuted a case in her life.
Yeah,
that is not hyperbole.
Yeah, background is her background is in the opioid crisis and human trafficking.
Yep.
She has never stood in court and litigated a case.
Y'all know why both of those ladies are in that position.
Oh yeah,
because he likes the way they look.
It looks like his daughter. Ooh.
And he looks. You're right.
That is crazy. It's crazy that is true.
That's true. It's 100% true.
That is insane.
Same thing with Christy Noem. These women, Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is actually qualified. The rest of them, he got those in those positions because the way they look.
Tulsi alone. She gets a pass. She gets a pass her play.
No, it's true.
She gets a pass.
Leave Tulsi alone. I swear.
Tulsi over there. She didn't do that wrong.
He said, leave Tulsi out of this. He said, leave Tulsi out of this.
You leave Tulsi out of this.
Don't say
that. I'm going to wrap it up with
about Tulsi.
This is what the former White House attorney, Ty Cobb, he was with, he was on Trump's team, first term.
Yeah.
He said Lindsey Halligan,
his impeachment attorney. Yeah.
Yep. She said Lindsey Halligan should have never served as an assistant U.S. attorney position a day after her appointment was ruled unlawful by a federal judge. She is unqualified. We got two women. Now I'm not using gender, but you got two people in there who's in those important positions that are unqualified. And that's why that's why they keep getting stuff thrown out. There are too many people in the White House that are unqualified. That's why our government is in shambles.
Eric he only gets the best people though.
And he never takes responsibility when they suck.
He gets the best people. Eric, they're the best people. What are they on, Aaron? What are they on a 5-game winning streak?
Hey, listen, it don't matter. We above 500, man.
Y'all are. They get 6-5.
Y'all 6-5.
We are above 500.
Y'all going?
We going all the way.
Where's my? Because look, we support the black man. We like.
Come on, Ravens.
Come on,
Ravens. I never doubted y'all. I may have worked an episode or two.
That man
was an episode or two.
Don't listen to that,
I was just supporting, these two on the stage, but now, man,
don't listen to that, Ravens. Don't listen to that. This man was doubting y'all. I tell you, I never doubted. I never doubted Shador, nephew. Get him, boy. You play this week. Get him, nephew. Don't let these people stop you, man. Come on, nephew. Show the world that you wasn't no 5th round pick. All right.
I just hope he don't lose 24-7 on Sunday.
No, man, he ain't gonna lose it all. They're gonna win. Watch, I'm calling it right now.
49ers?
They're gonna beat the 49ers 27-24. 24-21. They're gonna beat the 49ers 24-21. And they'll get a late field goal.
Don't throw the ball to Judy. Don't throw the ball to Judy. He may do something silly again.
Look, hey, listen, fellas, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. You carve up that turkey.
Yeah, both my bros, man. I love both of y'all, man. That's legit. All right, happy Thanksgiving to y'all and y'all's family. All right,
Aaron, my turkeys are in the refrigerator as we speak.
Brian,
oh, you been seeing my tips? Okay,
yes, I have.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Look at them.
Look at me going somewhere with that, man.
Look at them. That's what I'm talking about.
You're going somewhere, man. All right, listen. Look, you've been tuned into the Root Cause Podcast, where we get to the root cause of why things happen in the world. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. On behalf of myself, Kendall Wyatt, my brother Eric Johnson, my brother Ace Chandler, thanks for hanging out with us. Look at me. Mr. Trump. Listen, if you want to follow us, all you have to do is, man, this dude, man, he's so weird, bro. Oh, there it is. Island Boys. Put it up, Galana. Oh, my pretty man. I get you, my pretty. And you little dog, too. This dude. Man, get him off my screen.
Who's that? I forgot. Yeah, that dude.
Get him off my screen. Look, this has been the Root Cause Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Look, we love y'all as we always end every show. Look, I know we've had a lot of jokes, serious conversation and all that, but let me just say this to you. We love you and we pray for you.
Yeah.
And the worst is over and the best is yet to come. We'll see you next time on the Root Cause Podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.